Hi everybody, it's Christina and Tucker here. I'm just coming to you all with an update about what's been going on. I'm sporting my 5K t-shirt because I just finished a 5K on Sunday, and that was my first in a really long time. So I'm making this video just to give some reflections on my thoughts of how the 5K went and how I felt after, and kind of what some of my goals are for the future as well. If you like what you see here, please give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell to turn on notifications so that you see when I have a new video. Besides talking about the 5K, once I do that, I do want to give everybody a bit of a nutrition update, because when it comes to health, yes, exercise is a part of it, but nutrition is important too, and that's something I've been trying to better, as well as trying to continue getting stronger and walking longer distances. But if there was a word that I could use to describe the 5K on Sunday, it was just surprising. I really surprised myself with how far I was able to go, and I surprised myself with how easy really the recovery was in comparison to what I expected it to be. Now, when I say I was surprised with the distance I did at the 5K, I'm not saying that I didn't think it was possible for me to do that distance. I know that it is possible, but when you have a disability and you're, going through some rough patches and you fall and you have a bruise or you have an injury, you really have to listen to your body. So I just wasn't sure starting out at this 5K how far I was going to be able to go. I didn't know if I would be good for a mile, 2 miles. I didn't know if my hip was going to start hurting real bad in the middle and I would have to stop. I did have a fall about 3 weeks ago. I bruised my hip. It took a while for it to heal. I felt like I babied it for a long time, just wanting to give it the time to heal so that I could bounce back. And I do feel like now if I go out for a walk and I don't stretch that hip beforehand, it can sometimes hurt pretty good. So I really made sure before I started this 5K, stretch the hip, make sure that my hips are in alignment. Kind of wanted to make sure everything was squared away and I was stretched and everything as best as I could be before I started. And then at that point it was like, okay, I've done what I can to be prepared. I'll walk what I can walk, and we'll see where it goes. I'm not going to be upset with myself if I don't finish it, because I have to ultimately listen to my body. But I went along and I started out, I think, rather slow, or at least I felt like I was going rather slow. And then I kind of have this thing on most of my 5Ks actually, where once I hit 2 miles, I feel like it's a little bit downhill from there. I don't know if at 2 miles I'm just a little bit more loosened up, but my pace usually increases a little bit, and I can kind of sort of make up for lost time, so to speak, if I start out a little bit slower. So that, the beginning of the second mile into the third mile was actually pretty smooth, and I guess I wasn't really expecting it to be that way this time, just because it's been so long since I actually finished a 5K. I was thinking that it was October that I finished my last one, but that was a 3K, not a 5K. So now I'm not actually really sure when my last 5K was. I'm assuming it was sometime over the summer or early fall, but I don't remember exactly when. So for it to have been that long since my last one, I really surprised myself, like I said, and I got to that last mile, and this was a course where I feel like it would have been hard to turn around, and I joked with one of the volunteers. He's like, oh, Miss McCormick, do you have somebody coming to pick you up, or like, because we don't want you to hurt yourself and everything, I know you've been walking, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh yeah, I just kind of wasn't planning on getting tired. But no. I said, what did I say? I said, oh, well, the course actually doesn't go very far from my house, so if I get tired, I'll just walk home. but no, that's not me, and I wasn't going down without a fight, so to speak. So, but when I hit that second mile and I got that little burst of speed, the gentleman that I was walking with, shout out to Mr. Bohr. He's a really awesome guy. I'd never really interacted with him before, but he is around 80 now, I believe, and he's part of the Starved Rock Runners Club. He does a lot of 5Ks, 10Ks, and it's really inspirational that, you know, he's out there doing his thing, and he's told me, he says, I know that I usually come in last or so, and I'm okay with it, but I walked with him, and he looks over at me at a certain point after the 2-mile point, and he's like, oh, you picked up your pace a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I did. I usually do, but, you know, I haven't walked a 5K in a long time. Wasn't really sure how this was going to go. And he's like, oh, you're doing great. So we're walking along, you know, and I sped up a little bit more as we got closer to the finish line, but I had never really had an adrenaline rush like what I had on Sunday. I feel like I really got this extra burst of energy at the end. I don't know if it's because I was so excited because I hadn't finished one in so long. I don't know where it came from, but I was just like, I hear everybody yelling, and I look up at the time, and I see an hour 9, and I was like, because that for me is actually on the faster side of my times, and I thought for sure it would take me way, way longer than what it did. So in that moment, it was like, all right, I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit, you know, gotta show off a little bit here, but also I was telling myself, oh, dear God, Christina, please, please, please don't trip over your own feet. Everybody's watching you. Like, I'd have the EMTs and the whole entire town of Streator trying to pick me up off the ground, and that's not really what I wanted. So I just told myself to focus, and I was just really kind of, you know, tunnel vision, like me in the finish line. I was really happy my mom snatched a video, which I'll put here at the end. I was also really happy for some pictures that a friend of my mom's took for us. She was kind of our photographer for the day. And that was just really special because, like I said, this whole thing was surprising. I was surprised with how far I got to go and just how good I felt afterwards. My 2 tips, by the way, just while I'm thinking about it, for recovery, if you don't have a muscle roller and you're getting into running and walking, get yourself a muscle roller stick. It really helps my calves doing that right after, and just kind of, it was one of those things that kind of hurts so good, like it hurts, but it definitely helps just to get some of the knots out afterwards. So that's what I would recommend. That's what I did. I did that. I stretched afterwards. I made sure that my hips were in alignment again, because if I, you know, walk or run, or well, I don't really run unless something's chasing me, but if I'm exercising and they go out and I leave them out, they just slide further and further out of alignment until I'm really, really sore. So just be sure to take care of yourself post-event and, you know, make sure you're stretching, hydrating. I definitely had some Tylenol in my system for a couple of days. I did pre-Tylenol before. I don't usually do that, but I was like, yeah, I'm not waiting till this hurts. Let me just get some in my system. And I kept it in my system for a couple of days, and it really helped. I was definitely sore and tired the next day, but still able to be a functional human being. So that was really awesome. Yeah, just if there's just one piece of advice I had from this whole experience is, you know, continue believing in yourself. Be patient when things don't always work out how you want them to do. But I think we're all capable of surprising ourselves sometimes. And, you know, I think we really have to just be thankful for those awesome surprises, and we can use that momentum a lot of times to help us keep going. I know it really, really motivated me that I was able to finish the 5K, and I'm hoping to do some more here in the near future. Nutrition-wise, a quick nutrition update. I did finish my 3-day challenge with Herbalife. I ended up winning the challenge because I lost the highest percent of my body weight. Some of you might be watching thinking, oh, she doesn't need to lose weight. But for me, that's not my main goal here with the nutrition. I'm really just trying to drink more water and be healthier and really upping my protein. Muscle building is what I really want to do. And with all the exercising I've been doing, the missing piece of all of my fitness is just the diet portion of it. So I'm really enjoying trying out some new healthy recipes, and it's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be, not eating so much junk. I actually feel a lot better, and I have a lot more energy. I went pretty much right from that 3-day challenge into a 21-day challenge that I'm doing right now, and I'm still feeling energized and really good, so I'm looking forward to giving you guys an update as that gets closer to completion. But, everybody's got to start somewhere, and it's not too late to start taking little steps to feeling better and more energized and just being healthier. But you've got to do it for you when it comes to your health. You've got to be the one who wants to make the change. And for me, I've been making changes over time, and I think that's kind of why this whole nutrition change is working, because it was kind of just the next step for me. The exercise and the consistency is already there. There was one other thing I wanted to mention, which is I should be squared away next week to start my official personal training, so I'm really excited about that. I signed some fun paperwork, and now my physical therapist and the trainer can chit-chat about, really targeting my program to really help with shoulder strength, upper back strength, arm strength, all of the stuff that we've been sort of working on now that my low back is a little bit more stable and hurting less. So really, really excited for what the future holds on my fitness journey. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for hanging around here for one of my longer videos. I will go ahead and put some pictures from the 5K and a quick video here at the end of this video. If you have any questions for me, or if you just want to know more about, my advice to you for getting started with walking, please, please, please let me know. Walking has been a great thing for me. I'm just a lot stronger and a lot healthier, and if there's somebody else who is just not sure about it, I'd be happy to share some more of my experiences and help you get started. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.